What is going on, aliens? Today, I'm gonna give you a dieting strategy that's gonna change your freaking life. Whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, you can utilize this strategy and it's gonna be put into a full nutrition plan for you to maximize the results. Let's get into the video.
Like old times.
Alright, so I have my nutrition degree from the University of New Hampshire, and nutrition is still my least favorite part of fitness. I find it the most challenging, so I wanted to make this video because I've been getting a ton of questions and all sorts of comments after I released my 3-month transformation video in the Bulk vs. Shred Life series. I lost a lot of body fat in this 3-month time frame, and I grinded to make that happen, but I used a simple nutrition strategy that really helped me stay on track diet-wise, which made the success of my results at a much faster rate. So since I've been getting all these questions about my transformation and how they can do the same transformation in 3 months, I want to make a video to basically answer those questions and simplify the process as much as possible. And diet, of course, is one of the major keys to success, but there are other elements that play a huge role, so I actually decided to make a little quick body transformation series for you guys about specific tips and strategies you can use to get results that much faster. But for today's video though, we're going to be keeping it strictly to nutrition because I find that it's one of the easiest reasons for people to fall off a program, and I don't want that to happen to you. I want to make this process literally as simple as possible, and you're gonna be mind blown by the end of this video. Just wait. You aliens come to me for results, not to hear me talk bullshit, so I promise you, if you apply the methods that we're gonna go over today, step by step, you're gonna be noticing a significant difference, and you're gonna finally get past that mental block and that demotivational factor that a lot of us go through when it comes to staying on track of a diet. This way is gonna give you flexibility and freedom. That is something that I find so vital for a nutrition plan. If you are restricting yourself too much, you completely take the fun out of the whole fitness process, and if you're not enjoying the process, it's not going to be something you can sustain. So I want to really just help you guys. For anyone who's been like, I've been doing my diet for so long and I haven't lost any weight, I just can't seem to gain weight, I've been really putting in the work and working out, but I can't keep my diet together, so I'm not seeing any results. What should I do? I'm going to help you guys simplify all of that. It is not nearly as complicated as everyone else makes it seem. It's not about fad diets. I'm not going to bullshit you guys with some fad diet right now. I'm going to tell you a very simplistic process that you can follow over a course of time that's going to help you either gain weight or lose weight depending on which way you want to go. And this is the process I use to keep myself on track for the Bulk vs. Shred Life series, and I'm telling you right now, this is effective whether you eat meat, whether you're a vegetarian, whether you're a vegan, whether you're a pescatarian, whatever the hell you eat. This is going to be able to be effective for you. Alright aliens, now time for me to stop blabbing about helping you and actually do so. Let's go over the whole process. So first step is you have to establish your maintenance caloric value, and I'm going to put a link to the caloric calculator that I like to use myself in the first pinned comment and the description just so it's easy for you guys to navigate. But the first thing you have to establish is your maintenance caloric value. That means if you ate this amount, you'd have a 0 result in weight loss or gain. And now that you've established your maintenance value, it is absolutely essential that you do this right, so be honest with your activity factor as you implement it into the calculator. But week 1, you are going to be into a 200 caloric deficit if you were trying to lose weight, and a 200 caloric surplus if you're trying to gain weight. Now what that means is 200 deficit would be 200 calories below your maintenance value. A 200 surplus would be 200 calories above your maintenance value. So as I go forward with the weeks, as we go over calories, I'm going to say just the basic number, and you take it to yourself whether you're going to be in a deficit or a surplus dependent on your goals. So all of week 1, you are minus or plus 200. And now on to week 2, I want you to drop 100 calories or increase 100 calories depending on your goal. So now you're 300 plus or minus. And then week 3, you're going to drop or increase another 100 calories. So at this point, you are 400 plus or minus. And now we're going to move on to week 4. You're going to drop or increase another 100, which means we're going to be at a plus or minus 500. So now, just to restate, we're going to be in a 500 caloric deficit if you're trying to lose weight, or a 500 caloric surplus if you're trying to gain weight. And now we move on to week 5, you're going to be dropping or increasing another 100. You notice we're doing a cycling method of 100 down each week, so at this point you're going to be plus or minus 600 calories. And now we're moving on to week 6. Now before I get into week 6, I want to say something that I should have said earlier, but make sure you weigh yourself before you begin this process, because come week 6, you're going to be readjusting your maintenance caloric value. So what it was before, your new weight value is actually going to slightly vary that maintenance caloric value, so you want to slightly adjust that so we can be as accurate and precise as possible. And now that you've slightly adjusted your maintenance caloric value, you're going to be eating that maintenance caloric value, the newly adjusted one, for all of week 6. This is to recycle the metabolism so your body doesn't to adapt to the process. Oftentimes we see people, they're in a caloric deficit or a caloric surplus for such a long period of time without changing their values at all, and they come to a kind of a still point, and that's because their metabolism has either adapted or their values have completely changed in general. And it is very important to listen to this part, because whether you're in a caloric deficit or caloric surplus, you are still going to go to that maintenance value. So you're going to be decreasing now if you were in that surplus, and you're going to be increasing if you were in that deficit. Now that may sound strange and kind of counterproductive, but I'm telling you, it is going to make a huge difference in the long run of this whole strategy. So if you're subscribed, I hope you trust me by now, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to the invasion. But for real, I always keep it real, and I'm telling you, going back to this maintenance value makes a hell of a difference and will really help you avoid those plateaus and sticking points that a lot of us seem to hit when they're on a weight loss or weight gain journey. And now we're going on to week 7. After that maintenance week, the newly adjusted maintenance week, week 7, I want you to go down or up, depending on your goal again, to a 200 caloric difference. So you're 200 plus or minus. And then week 8, you're going to be going up or going down 200 more calories. So that means now for week 8, we're going to be 400 plus or minus. And then week 9, same process. You're going to be decreasing or increasing by another 200. So this time around, you're in a 600 plus or minus. And then again, we go to week 10, and now you're going to be in an 800 plus or minus, because you minus another 200 or increased another 200. And then week 11, you're doing it one more time. You're going to be in 1,000 caloric deficit or 1,000 caloric surplus. Now this may sound too drastic for some people, especially for more advanced lifters. Know that 1,000 caloric deficit or 1,000 caloric surplus is pretty excessive, especially when you're considering preserving muscle mass as you lose weight or putting on body fat as you gain weight. But don't worry, we're going to do some math after this. Let me get on to week 12 though, where you readjust your calories to your new maintenance caloric value, because you're weighing yourself again and your values could have changed. So one more time, you're going to be readjusting that maintenance caloric value, and you're going to be eating at that level for week 12. And that is an entire 12-week nutrition plan with complete freedom. You have a lot of food options, and I'm not saying eat whatever you want, but the problem is a lot of us, when we start trying to diet, we get really strict and prevent ourselves from eating foods we enjoy, which makes it a miserable process. This allows you to start eating cleaner and still enjoying some of your favorite foods, but you have a caloric value to stay on track. Now, this isn't ideal for someone who is in a competitive bodybuilding sport, or someone who needs to present their physique on stage, or someone who needs to be at an optimal peak performance for athletics. This is for the average person who struggles to stay on point with their dieting. It is effective and it will work, but when you get into specifics like macro splits and you go more into detail like that, that is more for the advanced lifter or for the person at a high level of sport. You don't need to be that crazy when you're just going to be healthy and going to exercise and really just increase the quality of your life. Now this is a 12-week process, so it's 3 total months. Now after this time frame, I would recommend to reevaluate and see exactly where you want to go from here, whether you want to continue losing weight, whether you want to continue gaining weight, whether you want to go on the opposite side of the spectrum. You can continue with this process depending on your goals, or you can completely change it around. This is a 12-week strategy, and it can be recycled for use again and again and again, as long as you are still seeing results. Our bodies are crazy and everyone is so different, and our muscles and systems do adapt. So if you need to change things around again, do it. Or if you just want to be a little more conservative and just stick with the weeks 1 through 6 and recycle that method, you could do that as well. Whatever works best for you, this 12-week process has worked wonders for me. I really do believe it could help a lot of you dramatically on your fitness journeys. And I'm assuming I'll probably get a question about what app do I use to count my calories. I use MyFitnessPal, just the free version. It works great for me. It's very effective and it's very easy to use in my opinion. So that's my recommendation to use for a calorie counter. That is until Exerprise gets one in there. And now let's do some crazy quick math, because I bet a lot of people are going to be skeptical, saying only 100 calorie difference each week, that can't be effective, or 1,000 caloric surplus or deficit, that is way too excessive. Only 200 for a whole week deficit and surplus, that's not going to do anything. Well, look at this actually. Take week 3 and week 9. This is how we're going to calculate averages actually. So week 3 is a 400 plus or minus, and then week 9 is a 600 plus or minus. And that actually averages out to 500 500 average throughout the entire process. And they say the best way to do so, with avoiding gaining too much fat while you're trying to gain weight and avoiding losing muscle mass when you're trying to lose weight, is to be about 1 pound gain or loss a week, and 3,500 calories is a pound, 500 each day. That would mean roughly 1 pound. So, oh my God, it all works out perfectly. Look at that. So this process, just keeping it calorically based on numerical values, makes a lot of questions actually get answered. So those people who say, I don't know what to eat, those people who say, I'm on a really strict budget, those people who say, I love food too much to diet, this gives you a solution, because you have so much freedom and flexibility within just the numerical values. All you have to do is stick to a number. Now, I know saying all you have to do, it's a lot easier said than done, but when you simplify it with this process, I'm telling you, it's gonna make your life a hell of a lot easier, especially when you get in the habit of counting calories. It's not as hard as it sounds, especially when you get used to it. It's just a little bit of a tedious process. I can't lie about that aspect, but I'm telling you, this will make sure you are staying on track and actually guarantee a success rate whether you're trying to lose or gain weight. So I hope you aliens can utilize this strategy and it's effective for you as it was for me. And like I said, I'm going to be turning this transformational process into a little bit of a series. So next you can expect a video on the optimal way to put on some pounds of lean muscle mass. Let's get it, aliens. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button for me and click that notification bell right next to subscribe so you don't miss any new video uploads from me. And it'd be dope if you could leave a comment and tell me your biggest takeaway from this video, or any things that you wish I could add kind of detail wise or explanation wise, so I can optimize the next video on building muscle even more for you. I'm in this, guys, to make you get them gains. Let's get it together. Peace, aliens.
Together we got power. That's just rapping.